Did you know that if you had invested just $1 in the S&P 500 in 1970, it would be worth approximately $128 today? Quite a surprise, isn't it? But what's the underlying principle that makes this happen? It's similar to sowing a seed. Initially, it might seem insignificant, but provide it with ample sunlight, water, and time, and it will grow into a prominent tree. It's the same concept with investments. At the start, your input may appear insufficient. However, with patience and the right circumstances, your wealth can expand remarkably. But what drives this growth? The key player here is compound interest. Compound interest is the phenomenon that occurs when your interest starts earning its own interest. It's an incredibly potent tool capable of escalating a minuscule amount of money into a large fortune over time. It's the marvel of compound interest and the power of time that make the difference. The more time you give your investments to grow, the more significant the returns. So if you're considering investing, remember the power of compound interest and the element of time. It's a powerful force that can turn small amounts of money into large amounts over time. Here's another way to think about it. Picture yourself on a chilly winter's day, standing at the top of a pristine snow-covered hill. You're bundled up in warm winter clothing, your breath visible in the icy air. In your gloved hand, you're holding a small, delicate snowball, no bigger than your fist. You put the snowball on the ground and gently give it a push. It starts to roll, slowly at first, but then momentum. As it travels down the hill, it begins to gather more and more snow on its surface. With each turn, it increases not just in size, but in speed too. It's no longer the small, harmless snowball you started with. Now it's a force of nature, growing bigger and faster with This unstoppable snowball is now a monstrous thing of beauty, gathering snow at an alarming rate. It races down the hill, its size increasing exponentially, picking up snow like a magnet attracts iron. The harmless snowball you initially rolled is now transformed into a giant snowball that's nearly unstoppable, barreling down the slope with awe-inspiring force. No obstacle on the path can halt progress. In the blink of an eye, your little snowball has transformed into an enormous force of nature, a spectacle to behold. That's what compound interest does to your money. You may be wondering, this is fantastic, but how do I initiate the process of augmenting my finances? Believe it or not, it's even more straightforward than you would expect. It's a common misconception that you need to have a considerable amount of money to start investing. Actually, the simple act of beginning is the most crucial step you have to take. Here's a practical way to get started. Set aside a modest amount of your earnings each month. This might be an amount equivalent to the cost of your daily caffeine fix, or maybe a tad bit more. The essential thing in this matter is to maintain consistency. Make it a part of your routine, just like the daily necessities of brushing your teeth before you start your day or checking your inbox to keep up with your emails. As time progresses, you'll notice these minor sums adding up, culminating into a significant amount. It's just like how a river starts with a small stream, then gradually matures into a mighty river. Once you've got that routine going, you should ponder investing in a diverse set of financial instruments. This could include a mixture of stocks, bonds, and an array of other assets. By diversifying your investments, you spread out your risk, hence increasing the probability of garnering a return on your investment. Bear in mind, the objective of this process is not to become obscenely wealthy overnight, but rather to steadily grow your wealth over an extended period. Therefore, patience is key here just as much as consistency. So cultivate these habits, and you'll be on the right path to financial prosperity. Finally, be patient. The journey to financial growth is not a sprint, but rather a marathon. It's a process that doesn't transpire in the blink of an eye. Financial growth, like all significant things in life, takes time. It's a slow and steady race that demands your steadfast patience. The prosperity that you seek, the monetary expansion that you desire, not happen overnight. Consider for a moment the life cycle of a tree. From a tiny seedling to a towering giant, it's a gradual progression that is measured not in days but years. Much like this process, your financial growth requires a similar amount of time and dedication. Just as a tree needs the right conditions to thrive, your wealth too needs the appropriate environment to flourish. Discipline is another pivotal element in this journey. It's about making the right choices consistently over time. It means being disciplined enough to resist the allure of instant gratification, understanding that the real reward lies in the eventual outcome. It's nurturing your investments, tending to them with care and consistency, just as you would care for a tree, providing it with the nutrients and care it needs to grow. The rewards of this journey, while they may seem distant, are well worth the wait. They're not immediate, they're not instant, they are substantial. These rewards are the fruit of your labor, your patience, your discipline. They are the testament to your perseverance, to your unwavering commitment to the path of financial growth. Just like a tree, your money needs time to grow. And the longer you leave it, the bigger it can get. So, there you have it. Growing wealth is not an arcane secret known only by a handful of Wall Street majors. It's an uncomplicated, organic process, a mechanism that anyone willing to learn can tap into. It's something that goes beyond the mere accumulation of cash. It's the concept of making your money for you, the very essence of financial independence. Sure, you need a little capital to start, but that's not all. You require a pinch of discipline, something easier said than done. Discipline to save, discipline to invest, discipline to resist the urge to splurge on things that offer momentary pleasure, but no long-term value. Then comes patience, perhaps the hardest virtue to cultivate. Patience to let your grow, to let the magic of compounding weave its wonder. Patience to weather the financial storms and the volatile markets. Patience to stay the course, even when everything seems to be going awry. So why not start this journey today? Sow that fiscal seed, kick that financial snowball down the hill, and observe how your wealth multiplies. Remember the wise old saying, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, but the second best time is now. So don't let another second slip by idly. Seize the day. Start nurturing your financial garden today. As the saying goes, money doesn't grow on trees, but with the right care and tending, your wealth can grow as a mighty oak. You'll be astounded at the heights it can reach. You'll be amazed at what it can become.